Good morning. From up in the 30s last week and the week before, it's been a bit sweaty. So this sort of temperature will help with walking, obviously. I've been walking quite a lot, and this week, I tell you, I've smashed it. Last week, I was hopeful at 37 kilometres that I would smash 40, and I've smashed 40 definitely. So this week, or last week should I say, I have covered 45.38 kilometres. Yes, I smashed through the 40 mark. So I'm guessing the next goal is going to be 50k. I think I can do it. I had some really good walks last week. I had 3 walks which were over 9k. Yes, that was mental. But how many steps was that? So that was, distance was 45 kilometres, 45.38 kilometres even. Steps, which is mental, 61,571 steps. So that's closing in on that 10,000 steps a day, isn't it? So I'm getting there. I seem to have fallen into a new sort of interest, and that is this walking. This walking is actually helping me quite considerably. Nice clear walk through. I love these sorts of walkthroughs where you're going through the trees. Obviously open walkthroughs are nice, but when you're heading through the trees like this, it's a bit more like you're one with nature. So yeah, now we're just heading out of the trees, and we're out on this path which leads to that way to go back up to the Roman fields, and this way to go under the M40. And when you go this way, you're actually heading the wrong side down the canal. So we go under this bridge, Oxford Canal in all of its glory this morning. Right, let's head under the tunnel. Is it tunnel? No, head under the bridge. God, which under here, it's a lot quieter, but you can see, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, how much weight is up there holding the weight of that traffic. Yeah, so I hope you're suitably impressed with my increase in walking distance and steps. Please pop a comment in the comment section to G me along if you can. Right, so I came in this field before, and you get 3 different options. So you've got left, middle, or right. And we're going to head up the right because I think that's towards that bridge that we saw earlier that goes over the railway track. Let's head this way. We went, last time I was in here, I think I went round to the left because I was trying to get onto the canal. And if you go a bit further around there, you find there's a bridge over the canal, so you can actually go over the bridge and down onto the main towpath, which is on the left of the canal, and going that way. The only problem is that the field down there was very, very boggy. It's got very, very wet shoes. Though I don't think it would be too much of an issue if I get wet shoes today, because they are a bit dirty. And they're dirty because I've been walking across the fields over near Roxton, and most of the fields over there has a lot of ironstone underneath the field. So you get that sort of orangey dust. Of course, when you've got cream coloured trainers on, my old Adidas Terex, which I love. If you're out there, Adidas, I'm happy to sponsor your shoes. Most comfortable shoes I've ever had for walking. But yeah, they just get absolutely covered in brown, orangey dust. Close to the top now. Let's see if this part of the walk is navigable. Oh yeah. Morning, geese. Right, I've got a feeling this is not going to be navigable, which is a shame. Weak bridge, 3 tons. That really is a shame. There we go. Network Rail gives notice that this way is not dedicated to the public. Okay. So yeah, I can understand why. It's quite a weak looking bridge. Shame though, because that would have been perfect for my walk. It's all locked up. What a shame. Well, looks like I'm going to have to go the boggy way. So my trainers are probably going to get a wash when I get back. And to be honest, these trainers do come up well in the wash. Put them in a trainer bag though, I recommend that definitely. Stops them banging around in your washing machine so much. Right, so we're going to head down here, hook a right, which will lead us to the canal bridge. Area. I keep missing these rabbits that ping out of the grass. I've seen about 3 this morning. But yeah, the last time I walked through here it was super boggy. But we've had a heat wave and it must have dried it out quite a lot down here. Yeah. It's not too bad. A bit soft, but not really wet. Yeah, you can see it was really boggy down here originally. It's all dried up. That's nice. Updates. So, going back to the updates, we'll go through the more technical ones. So, we managed to get our first email scams and spams video out. Slightly different to what I'm normally doing, but we're going to try and do that every Thursday. We're going to build up lots of information around how you spot, how you look at them, and also how you can get rid of them, report them, and what not to do when you've got a scam or a spam email. And this first email, scam and spam email, was actually the first video to be edited in Davinci Resolve. So this is going to be the way that we edit now. We're going to edit all of our footage in Davinci Resolve. I was having a problem before with H.264 compression and H.265 compression, but I've now fixed that with a tiny bit of software which I bought for 79p, which basically fixed it. So now if it's H.265, I can edit that as well. What else have we got? The third Skiathos video is up on our sister channel. So if you want to see that video, please click on the link above. You'll be able to go to our channel and check out all of our videos there, the Shep and Sue channel. That's been really good. Lots and lots of views on that so far. Starting to get some subscribers, but that's the main thing we need is subscribers. And the same here. If you haven't already subscribed, there is a percentage that haven't subscribed. I think the last time we looked at it was 92%. Let's see if that's gone down or not. I don't think it has, but it's around 92% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So please, just subscribe. It really helps my channel. And also, Shep and Sue desperately need subscribers, so please get over there and subscribe to that channel. So yeah, we're also looking, with the Davinci Resolve stuff, is that we're looking at removing all Adobe software. Currently, I'm using Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer to replace Photoshop and Illustrator. But obviously the video editing was being done by Premiere Pro, and now we're going to switch over to Davinci Resolve. So I've got to the point now where I can actually cancel my Adobe contract. The only problem with that is that Adobe being Adobe, for some reason they said when I signed up for my contract, I need to pay a fee to get out of my contract early, which I hate it when companies do this. I think it's really, really seedy and scammy. Why would you pay for something which you're not actually getting any reward for? Or why would you pay for something which you're not actually getting anything from? So we're going to see how we can get to the point where we don't have a cancellation fee. I've got a feeling that it's a toss-up between paying another £100 worth of subscriptions or paying the cancellation fee. If I pay the cancellation fee, it's around 80 quid. So I'm probably going to save myself about 20 quid in the long run. So I'll probably do that. Right, let's carry on. Right, we go down here And there is a really tiny walk through just here. Been this way before. There we go. I'm on the path. So I'm not sure whether I've mentioned it before, but I used to do the Fringe walk around Banbury quite a lot with a youth organisation I used to volunteer for. I must have done it about 5 or 6 times. And we did it in regards to sponsorship, so we'd do a sponsored walk to raise funds for the volunteer organisation. So my plan this week, if my legs can handle it and my hips can handle it, I'm going to go and do the Fringe walk. But I'm going to start it early. I'm probably going to start out around 6 in the morning, so I can try and do it within the morning rather than do it through the day. And it'd be quite exciting because I think it's around 20 kilometres, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll give you an update on that next week, whether or not I manage to do it. Yeah, because ideally, if I'd have been able to get over that bridge, that would have landed me in the perfect spot to be able to walk around that new housing estate. But for some reason, there's just not a way of doing it. I think the only way you could actually do it is by walking out towards Great Bourton and then walking back. But this way, I've got to walk down to walk back up. So it's going to be a fair old track. So just here is the railway bridge, which we were talking about, which we saw earlier. And the reason why I really wanted to try and get over this railway bridge is because it led to this housing estate. But I've got a feeling that this bridge actually leads to the back end of a business. And I think the business does not really want anybody going into the back of it, which is a shame. Eventually what I'd like to do is actually navigate around these housing estates, around the edges, so that I can create my own circular walks. And hopefully the estate which is just coming into shot, which has a lot of sanctuary housing on there, hopefully we'll be able to walk around that, as well as Hanwell Field, which is just a little bit further up, to make one big circular walk. Carry on walking. So that little navigation test, 8 kilometres worth of walking, just to see if we could navigate around that housing estate. The new one on the main road, you can't navigate around at all because they've just blocked it off completely, which I think is a bit wrong. I think it's nice if you can actually walk around these things, see what's going on. Not to be nosy, more of a case of free access. So this area that I'm in at the moment is in Hanwell Fields. And I didn't even know about. I saw it on the map several times. There we go. Little wildlife reserve. I just saw a little munchback. Munchback? I think it's a munchback. A little munchback deer. It looked like a little pig, but it was like a little, you could see it was a little deer. So yeah, if you like this sort of thing, my sort of waffle, then please click on the like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, leave me some comments, have a chat with me, and I'll see you in the next video with an update of how far we've gone.